Hi, Mark Burnett with RepoBrain.com. Today we're making chicken and noodles. Not really the soup, it's more of a stew, as my mom will correct me on. But this is essentially the old way of making it. And we've got some chicken over here, and we've got some celery, and we've got some onions, and we've got some broth we're gonna put in here, and oh, this is good. When you're not feeling good or whatever, oh, you wanna get this out of the freezer as quick as you can and take it. Make you feel better real quick. Come on, follow me. Let's make it.
Okay, now we wanna bring 1 quart chicken broth and a good cup of water to just a simmer. We want to calm this down just a little bit, and we just want it simmering. We don't want it boiling. Okay, we want it nice and hot, but that's it. And then we're going to come over here and we're going to take our chicken that we've got, and we've got some vegetables here we'll be adding later. And we're going to take our chicken, we're going to put it in the pot. And what we want to do is we want to put this kind of bone side up here, so the meat's down in the bottom and gonna cook for us. There. And now if it's not covered, we're gonna put some water in, which this is not, just to cover that. Now we've added about 3 pounds of chicken. In this case it was just half a chicken because that was a 6-pounder, and we've got our meat pretty well covered. And if it's necessary, you can always add a little more chicken broth or water. Essentially, you want to keep those two kind of the same, so you're not too much water in there. You don't want to water it down. You want it good and brothy. Okay, so now we're going to put a lid on, put it at simmer, and come back later. Okay, now we're going to take off our lid here. Our chicken has been cooking for about a half hour now, and it's starting to get tender there. And we're going to drop in a whole onion. I'm not going to chop this up or anything. And celery here. Put that in. Get that in there good. Want that good and down in there. Good, good. Okay. Now, you can see that oil coming up. Oh, that's gonna be good. It's gonna be yummy. Okay, let's put the lid back on and let it keep cooking. We want that chicken to be nice and tender, and we want our vegetables now to start stewing in there. Okay, now we're ready to open the pot up. It's been about 2 hours. And you really got to let this cook down. And if you look in here, you can see the meat is starting to come apart, and that's what we're after. This is exactly what we want. We want this to start coming all apart right off the bone. And we're actually going to take this out and put it on a plate. Everything out of here except the broth. Okay. And what we're going to do is we're going to cut this meat up, and then we'll put it back in. When we're ready, we're going to put some noodles in here next. That's the next thing, but we don't want to mix them in here, so we want to keep everything separate. So we'll get done taking these out, and we'll go on to the noodles. So now we have taken out our chicken and vegetables. We just have broth here, and we've got some enriched fine egg noodles. These are really fine, real small. If you look at these, that's the kind you want. Okay, and we're going to take. This is a 12-ounce bag. We're going to put about 3/4 of that bag in here. Is that alright? And we're going to stir that around. And normally these say on the package 3 to 4 minutes, but actually we're probably going to go more like 8 minutes on a simmer here. And we want those to be real nice and soft. That's what we're after. And then we'll go over. Now let's start chopping up that. Now you can see that these noodles have all boiled down and just sopped up all that great chicken broth. That's what we're after. Now we're going to put in some lemon. You can use real lemon or store-bought lemon here. About a half of or a quarter of a teaspoon or a tablespoon, half, somewhere in that neighborhood. Now, I know that you're surprised we're adding this ingredient, but this actually adds to it nicely. I'm going to stir that in. Going to make just a little, the right kind of tang we want in here. You can cook that in a little bit, and then we're going to add back in our chicken. And if you want, you can add back in that onion. You can chop it up or however you want to do it. Leave it in here as a surprise for somebody. It's always fun. Okay, now fold this in. I want to be careful not to agitate your noodles too much. once you've got that, look at that. That is just amazing. Look at that. That's amazing stuff. Okay. So again, it's like a stew, not like a soup per se. And if you want to keep some of this, you can put it in a container like this, filled up about 3/4 of the way, put the top on it, put it in the freezer. You can pop it out, especially when you start getting a little sick and don't feel too good and you need some love. That's love in a jar. It's great stuff. So there we are, chicken stew. I guess you could call it chicken and noodle stew, or chicken soup stew, however you want to call it. It's just great stuff. A lot of love in there. Good food. Very easy to make. Have fun with it. Enjoy. Repo Brain. See you later.